Geek Dad Life presents Toy Geeks, a live toy talk show. Tonight we're going to share our favorite toys from 2021 so far. We're also going to talk about the latest toy news, like the reveal of the Motu Revelation Faker, as well as some of the latest convention exclusive reveals from Super7 and Hasbro. All of that and more tonight on Toy Geeks. Hello everybody and welcome to Toy Geeks. We're back! Live in your favorite internet viewing contraption. My name is Jay, and with me, as always, Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, John, how you doing, good sir?
I'm doing good. It's good to be back.
Yeah, I was telling Colleen before, I was like, God, we haven't done this in forever. Even if it's just been 2 weeks, but it feels like forever. It seems like in the chat, everyone's kind of feeling similar. Thank you everybody for allowing us to have some time off. John was out of town for the 4th. I was out of town like weekend before the 4th through the 4th. So finally, we are back in our respective toy room geek caves. And we're excited to talk about not only the latest toy news, but our favorite toys of 2021 so far. John had a great idea for our kind of coming back post 4th of July holiday episode. Since this is about a little bit past the halfway mark for the year, we should do, what are our favorite picks for the year so far. And excited to see a lot of you all back as well. We got Fish Tropic here. Jason is in the house. Alex Martinez, J-Max, Space Cowboy, Roberto Colon, Preppy82, Dartherian. We're back, a Geek Dad Life story. I remember seeing that movie in theaters, not the Geek Dad, but that dinosaur one, right? It was a cartoon dinosaur movie. That's what I think it was. Adam Smedberg, Todd Smith, I Brandon 3G, Throwback Turtle, Nick Dillinger, Comics 1070, Joe Kerr, All Music Fan, T Ponder. You miss us, I miss you, T Ponder. Miss all of you here in the chat. Macanita, let's see. Ooh, Nightmare is in the house. Did I do Jack Knight already? Maybe. I'll do it again. Bullwinkle 80 is here. Holy moly, Renders, Adam, Hung, Phineas, CAF, Old School Shinobi is here. I thought Zool had snatched y'all away. No, just some, summer holiday travels and time offs. Riley Bob, Armando, Jamie Vaughn, Michael Shields made it. Yes, you have made it to Mark 44 Prime, Eddie Aguilar, Nelson. Let's see. Sundays are officially back to normal. Indeed. Gary, what up? Toy fam, what up? John Rhodes, holla. That could be hola. No, that's holla. Welcome everybody. Oh, KJ Smith as well. The Toy Geek family is back together this Sunday night. But John, did you have a good trip? I think you went Massachusetts way.
I did.
I won't give specific locations just to keep it a secret, but was it a good trip?
It was a good trip. We hit the socks. We hit all the favorite haunts, the eats,
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I didn't get was lobster. That's the one thing I missed out on this time. Because buying Maine lobster in North Carolina is an absolute ripoff.
Whoa, okay. Is just price or the actual flavor and everything?
Price first. Okay. First and foremost is price.
Okay. I'm not a lobster guy, but I appreciate the appreciation. So I'm sorry I didn't get it. But luckily, Wegmans says they always have Maine lobster. So there's that.
Wegmans makes the best Maine lobster. You've had Maine lobster before, right?
No, I haven't. I don't really dig lobster. But again, I get it's a thing. But for me, I was in Florida for a minute, and then was in New York for a bit. So kind of a little bit all over the East Coast this past week. But yesterday went to the flea market for the first time in forever, getting back into the toy hunt groove with the Master of the Universe Revelation figures, those big end caps hitting Walmart. I have come up empty-handed, so I'm slightly peeved and disappointed. But They'll arrive. They just haven't hit my Walmarts yet.
Yeah, I have any hit this state yet?
They have. They were at the Triangle Town Center Walmart and the Zebulon Walmart and the Mebane Walmart. So they have hit different Walmarts, but they have not hit any of my usual hunts for Walmart. And really, with Walmart exclusive, it's like I'll go to the ones that are close to me, but I'm not gonna going to Walmart's tough enough as is. I don't make any extra effort because I'm sure it'll hit at least the Briar Creek Walmart. That's a big one. Anyways, so I know a lot of people have gotten them though because I've seen it all over the Facebook groups. People that I follow here, a lot of people have been getting them. So I'm just getting more and more envious of all of the Motu Revelation figures that have been picked up. But I'm also happy for you, but also jealous. T-Bonner says he hasn't seen him hit Arizona yet. Hopefully soon. Let's see. Comic says in Maryland, big mid aisle display, lots of all 4 figures. Yeah, it's a huge, similar to how Walmart had for Wave 1 of Motu Origins. Kind of a big cardboard, God, I think like at least 16 little holes, like just stacked with all of the figures from the first wave of Motu Revelation. So, for anybody that is looking to find them, they seem to be in large quantities. The figures that are going first are the Evil Lyn and Moss Man. Those seem, I think Evil Lyn is the one that gets picked off first in terms of what I've been, seeing online. So that might be the hardest to find out of the first wave. And then Moss Man goes. And then there's usually, He-Man and Skeletor lasts a little bit longer just because there's more of those in the boxes. But, as, these hit more and more Walmarts, just be aware that the first to go probably Evil Lyn, then Moss Man, and then Skeletor, and then I think He-Man's hanging around the longest. So, but people are getting them. I've seen the pictures. It's really exciting. Skeletor is beautiful after removing his cape and swapping the head with the extra head from the Rise of Evil 2-pack. Oh. Interesting. I keep that head nearby. I don't know where it went. I thought I had it right here. Anyways, I love the little jewel. There it is. Look at his eyes.
I still haven't opened mine.
Anyway, really, it's just take this out. His eyes, don't look away. Do these deceive you, He-Man? All right, enough. Bearded toy guy. Finally talking toys. Miss you guys. Miss you too. Missed you all. All right. Anything else before we kind of dive into our favorite toys of 2021? Now, again, this is a midway point. I am sure the end of year, favorites of 2021 will look different than, our picks here. We're doing our top 5, right? Top 5? Hopefully top 5.
Yeah, let's do 5.
Maybe end of the year would have 10, but we're going with 5 here. And in the chat, let us know your favorites as well. Let us know if you're disagreeing with our picks when it's all said and done. But definitely feel free to put in the chat your 5 to 1 being your favorite, 5 being your least favorite, out of your favorites. But let's have some fun with it here because we're at the midpoint. I think there's been a lot of great stuff released this year. And we'll see where John and I differ. I think we'll have maybe one. You gave me some of your list. You're keeping some of it a secret.
I know you won't have it.
It's fine.
The one that I didn't tell you, I know it's not going to be a double.
Okay. All right. Okay. But so our rules, are we following like Toy Galaxy rules? Like we had to have bought it this year for, does it have to be released this year and bought this year? Or does it just have to be bought this year?
I think it just has to be bought this year.
Okay. All right.
Not necessarily released this year because we get a lot of vintage stuff that we're into that could be on the list.
That's true. Okay.
That could throw you for a loop if you didn't plan on that.
You're setting me up here because you said you got this haul in Massachusetts.
Yes.
And you're not going to tell me what it is.
Oh, no. Actually, no. The stuff that I got up in Mass, none of it's on this list.
Can I say before we get into that, though, but the Funko reissue of Turbo Man, it's so stupid because I have the original one. I have a complete original one right there. I think I've shown it before.
Yep.
Works in everything. The original Tiger Electronics one. but I want that stupid reissue one really, 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 really bad. I think it's my number one thing I want to find.
It's just like Christmas. It
is. He's a Turbo Man. He's got the karate chop action and the jetpack, and he goes, what's this phrase again?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh, man. Anyways, it's Turbo time. That's right. Anyways, I freaking love that movie.
Can we soundbite that? But you doing it.
My impression is just like Conan's impression of Arnold. But Jingle All the Way. I freaking love that movie. It's awful. It's a terrible movie. But Turbo Man has a place in a lot of us, 80s and 90s kids' hearts. And I'm fortunate enough to own a vintage one that still looks great, complete, still works. But the box, and they seemingly have recreated it piece by piece. It looks identical to the original vintage one, except it says Funko instead of Tiger Electronics.
Mm-hmm.
So I really, really want it. Mainly just because the box looks awesome. And when I get one, I want to compare. I want to see how close is this new one that Funko is releasing to the original Tiger Electronics Turbo Man.
Do you want it more so to find it in the wild? Like it's like that feeling. You're more so hunting the feeling of finding it than actually wanting it itself? Absolutely,
because it wasn't a very widely released figure. And I didn't see that movie until it was on tape. I'm pretty sure I didn't see it in theaters. And to me, it was very much a parody of probably a lot of but very Power Rangers-esque, because that was kind of what was big at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And, but then once I saw they released a Turbo Man, I was like, oh my God, I really want a Turbo Man. And now I get to actually, but I found it years later. Cro-Mag Toys had a really nice one. I finally got one like 20 years later. But actually being able to find it at retail and walk in Sinbad and Arnold Schwarzenegger's shoes and get myself a Turbo. I think I just want the experience of it. Put that cookie down. Oh man. Yeah. Power Rangers with the toy craze of Tickle Me Elmo. Definitely some Tickle Me Elmo. He got two. Have you seen Jingle All the Way?
It's not since it originally came out.
Okay.
So I barely remember it because I didn't really like it that much.
It's an awful movie. It's terrible.
Yeah. And I never went back for it. When it's on TV over Christmas, I don't watch it. It's like I just steer clear because I know I can't get back into it.
It's one of those movies that's so bad it's kind of charming now, especially because it's Arnold Schwarzenegger, and in anytime he's playing like not an action hero and just putting these lines out and trying to be earnest, in playing the role. And then you have Sinbad, and I freaking love Sinbad at his like 90s best. And you have Phil Hartman as like the smarmy neighbor hit on his wife. And it's just, there's so many great lines in that movie. Gary says, your local Walmart doesn't have any Turbo dolls, but they have plenty of his faithful sidekick, Booster. Which, that line was done by Chris Parnell, has a little cameo in that movie of SNL fame. So anyway, I know Gary got one. I'm really jealous, but I'm happy for you, Gary. I really am. But also, I'm envious, and it's okay. Old School says, when I see Arnold, I either want him holding a gun or a sword, and this is coming from a Taoist pacifist. But there's just so many stupid lines, like the put the cookie down now. Anyway, all right. Let's get into this. Do you want to go first for our top toys of 2021 so far?
Sure. We're going to do 1 and 1 back and forth.
Yes, but we'll start with 5 and then we'll go to our favorite. Now, right. I went with the release in 21 and purchase in 21 rules, but you have something outside of that scope, which
no, I don't. I just have, okay. You're right. I just have one thing that I did get, but it's a part of my hauls.
Okay, that's fine.
That hasn't been shown yet.
That's fine. That's fine.
So everything has been bought this year is from this year.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So my number 5
Mm-hmm.
is a Motu Origins Clamp Champ.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I gotta put him up there because the vintage Clamp Champ was the very last original vintage Motu figure that I got.
Yeah.
And it was like one of those times where like I bought him with my own money. You know, it wasn't like a Christmas gift or anything like that.
Yeah.
So just Clamp Champ had like a, you know, special place where, you know, I just appreciated him a little bit more. I don't know why.
Yeah.
So just getting another version of him outside of the classics version where it was just like we got him so early in the series. It's a good nod to the vintage counterpart.
I think it's something that Origins has done really well, which is they kind of didn't wait 7 years to finally give us some of those later figures that are super rare. You know, we got Airglow, we got Clamp Champ, really, you know, within the first year of the line, which is awesome because they're scaled to, you know, the original figures. And for a lot of people that maybe Clamp Champ, Scareglow, they're kind of overpriced or outpriced from, you know, somebody that's just trying to buy them and collect them for a reasonable amount of money. I think it's really awesome. I think it's one of the things Motu Origins has done really, really well. So I think it's an awesome number 5 pick for you.
Yep. And I'm really happy that they included his sort of, I don't know what that is, but they made it for the classics version.
Yep.
It's sort of just like another clamp.
They call it the hand clamp.
The hand clamp.
I don't know.
We'll go with that.
But yeah, I think Clamp Champ's a great pick, especially if it's the nostalgic pick. It was the last one you bought on the original line, so I think that's really cool.
Yep. All right. What do you got?
All right, my number 5. You can go a few different ways with it, but I'm going to go with, make sure I remember the company I'm not. The Tri-Action Toys re-release of Boglins.
Oh, nice.
You know, this might be cheating since it's a re-release of a vintage figure or vintage toy, but it was one that I never got as a kid. And it's one of those ones that got away, you know, and I think I talked about this before, but I remember seeing them at Toys R Us, a big pallet full of them at Toys R Us. And it was just one of those times that I think I went with my dad that time, and maybe it was out of the budget that he was willing to pay for a toy for me that day, or maybe just been looking, maybe even buying anything. Just I remember imagining it in my head, owning one and never having another chance, never seeing them again. The thing that, you know, buying toys as a kid, it wasn't like, oh, I missed out, I could just go buy it on eBay. No, if you missed out your one chance and it wasn't this evergreen product, that was it. You never saw it again. And so that the Boglins were those for me. And then as an adult collector, they're they're rubber and they're really expensive, and you know, kind of like, you know, actually use it as it was meant to be used. So Tri-Action Toys re-releasing these and having them be so darn close to the original for, was it $39, $29 at Walmart, whatever it is.
Yep.
Really reasonable and so faithful to the original. And finally getting to kind of right the wrong of that Toys R Us trip in 1988 or 89, whatever it was, and getting myself a Boglin. So
very awesome. That's awesome. I think one of the best parts about the Boglins coming back is Tim Clark, the original sculptor and creator, is the one that's put these out there. You know, there was a couple other partners involved, but he was the biggest, you know, supporter of himself to do Boglins. And in the meantime, for years, he's been hand making them and selling them on his website and Instagram. And you watch him make the big silicone molds and pull those guys out of there. If anybody hasn't watched his videos of hand making Boglins, check it out. It's awesome.
Is it just, was it his name on YouTube or something?
His Instagram is just Tim Clark.
Okay. And Justin asked, was that a Boglin I got from Kickstarter? No, I want to do Kickstarter and I missed it, so I ended up just doing the pre-order on Walmart. I think I pre-ordered it somewhere. It should have had my doorstep.
I think you got it from Walmart.
I think so too.
All right, my number 4.
Number 4.
And I had to include a McFarlane DC figure because they are killing it this year.
They are.
And I went with the Bane Build-A-Figure.
Oh yeah.
And of course, he does have Scarecrow strapped to him because it's it came individually, but he's got like a little peg that keeps him on there because he's just sort of a flying torso.
Mm-hmm.
But it's an awesome figure. The sculpt is awesome, and it's a different look because he sort of has like that dead gray skin, almost like zombie skin.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit more, I don't know, dead to me than than regular Bane. And he's a little bit, he's definitely disproportionate. And Bane is disproportionate to begin with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But they kind of went a little over the top with him.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
just awesome. It's a chunky figure.
Well, especially because the Classics line did a very kind of classic looking Bane Build-A-Figure.
Yeah.
And McFarlane went McFarlane with it, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And if you get to build that as like a bonus to how many figures was it total to build that?
4. Just 4. Yep.
So 4, amazing looking McFarlane figures, and you get that to go with it. Holy moly.
Yep. Great figure. Awesome.
Kingdom and Grundy. Oh my gosh. Justin asked, did you read The Last Night on Earth, the stuff that Bane was based on?
I have not. I have not read a comic in a couple years.
All right. Let's see. My number 4. This might seem like a wild card pick. I'm pretty sure it came out this year and I bought it this year. So I'm going to say it's this year. I looked it up and I think I did buy it this year. But it is the Marvel Legends Miles Morales figure. I took him out and then put him back in the box. I haven't figured out how I'm going to display him yet. So he's back in the box right now. But this figure, if you love the animation style of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, these figures are amazing for $20. It's some of the best head sculpts and kind of the pinless design. Like it's one of the few Marvel Legends where they kind of went all out. And the fact that these were normal $19.99, retail releases, not some like $25 inflated. And they look amazing. The Spider-Gwen, Spider-Ham, Peter Parker, was it Peter B. Parker?
Yep.
They're all amazing. I adore Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, one of my favorite comic movies of all time. I'm not a big Spider-Man guy. But if I had to pick one from that, it would be the Miles Morales Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse Marvel Legend, because again, just the head sculpt, the paint, the actual body design and everything, it looks like it jumps right out of a beautifully animated movie. It's one of the best animated movies, period, ever. One of the best comic book movies ever. And absolutely love their take on this. A few years after the movie came out, if you want to criticize it, but dang, they did a really good job with this one.
They did. And I'm surprised they didn't go with Kingpin for a Build-A-Figure in that series.
Oh, man, that would have been amazing. I hope they do more. I think some people have said, was it Spider Noir? Or Spider-Man Noir? Yeah, like Nick Cage. Come on.
I bet they'll do a Kingpin in those like oversized boxes that they're doing now for like the Infinity series or whatever they're calling it, the premium priced ones. I bet they'll do a Kingpin in that series.
I kind of hope they do. I really hope they do. I hope they've kind of flesh it out. Maybe whenever, I don't know if they're doing a sequel. I assume they're doing a sequel. So whenever that one comes out, maybe they can give us the rest of that one. But it was so much so that I believe Hot Toys was doing a set of them. I had them pre-ordered because I really wanted kind of a very accurate looking set of figures for that movie. So I pre-ordered those, and that's like, $230 a figure or something. Mm-hmm. And so once I got these for $20 a piece, I was like, you know what? Actually, I don't need, these are so good. I feel like I don't need the Hot Toys to get the perfect representation. I think that to me is why it deserves a place in my top 5 this far into 2021.
Awesome. All right. We've talked about it at length.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
It's not higher on your list.
I'll have my reason at number 2.
Okay. All right. Okay. But yeah, Grayskull, amazing.
Yeah. As soon as I got it, I opened it up on the living room floor like a little kid, put it together, put the decals on.
Yep.
Of course, it just came up into the toy room. It's been sitting on the floor since. But honestly, what is not there to love about Grayskull? They did such a good job on it. The size, the double turret, the floors. It's a new, it's like when they do something this size, it's like, all right, they're giving the line a push. They got faith in it.
Yep.
And then just getting it this early in the series, it's just a good sign for Masters collectors.
Yeah. No, I agree, because they could have went cheap with it,
Yeah.
They went super thin, just give us the bare bones basics to say they did it. And no offense to some other toy makers and maybe some of the people that have managed the line in the past, but doing a major retail release like that, they could have very easily went with cheap with it, and they didn't, and they made an amazing box, a huge box with beautiful artwork. And I remember when we first saw it, was like, maybe it's not gonna be. We didn't believe they would actually put that much effort into it, because it's a major retail release, right?
Right. Yeah. And when we first seen the promo images from the German leaks, the picture was so grainy, and honestly, it was hard to tell. Is this fan made?
Yeah.
There was so little to go on, especially when we seen it weeks before Mattel did any press on it. So, just seeing it, and the first time seeing it in decent pictures, I was still hesitant. Things looked off.
Yeah.
Something looked off about it. But then getting it in hand, it's it's that feeling. It's that kid feeling.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that my son Zach, who's 7 years old, no nostalgic connection whatsoever to He-Man, is like, Dad, can I play with the Grayskull playset? Absolutely. And he'll take he'll set up the castle, the Battle Cat, all the characters, everything. Again, he has no attachment to the show whatsoever, but loves playing with it, and we'll just sit there and play with it like we would play with it as a kid.
Right.
That to me is like, wow, they just nailed it, and they really could have phoned it in, and we still would have bought it. But darn it, they did a darn good job with it.
Yep.
I'm surprised not high on your list, though, I will say.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you at number 2, and I don't really know what else to say about it, because we've talked about it so much lately.
True. It's true. All right. My number 3. Here we go. As controversial as this toy line is, I feel more comfortable and confident putting this one on my list for this year, because it became very available all of a sudden out of nowhere. And that is G.I. Joe Classified Major Blood. I had to have a representation of this line, because I'd argue it is, for the price, the nicest, best 6-inch figure toy line at the $20 price point on all retail toys. Well, where they do show up, retail toy shelves today. And Major Blood, this is like them at their best, where you have amazing face sculpts. The accessories are amazing. The paint apps are amazing. The articulation's amazing. All the little details are fantastic. And again, the artwork, the box artwork, like, is amazing. And this is a $20 figure. Why is it not higher? Well, because it's a Cobra Island, it's a Target exclusive, and it's a pain in the neck, and it's really frustrating. And God, when these first came out, there was the absurd bids that weren't real, but God, these were going for $300, $400 a piece, for real. Again, luckily, it seemed like did a whole bunch of orders, so they started flooding, and I think everybody got one. I got you one. I got Gary one.
Mm-hmm.
So if you tried, I feel like hopefully you got one. But darn, it's a shame that distribution's been so lackluster. Because if they had amazing distribution, I think this would be tops on a lot of people's toys of 2021's lists.
Yep, they really are the best value for your dollar. I mean, that paint is, it's better than $80 Mezco figures, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
It's the absolute best value for your dollar. If you are a stickler for your details and your paint and your accessories, the accessories could use work. Mostly, sure. They just need paint. Really, they're getting better at the accessories, I think. But the less futuristic sort of looking guns, more real world stuff.
Yeah,
and they'll get there.
Yeah. All
right, I'm at my number 2.
You're number 2.
All right, my number 2. Super 7.
Okay. Is this the one I don't know? All right, cool.
No, the one you don't know is number 1.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so the reason he's at number 2 above Grayskull is because I've already been into He-Man. There was no way I wasn't going to be into He-Man.
Sure. Yep.
I hadn't been into Turtles since I was a kid.
Yep.
This particular figure turned that around and made me a Turtles collector again.
Wow.
So, seeing the first art for this, this, I was hooked on this figure alone.
Yeah.
And then, of course, watching your videos, I had to get into it. got the rest of the waves that have been released so far.
Yeah.
But this figure got me into an entire series.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
I
love this figure.
Super 7 TMNT Ultimates is the Motu classics of the 2020s, I guess. Now you could say, like, it is that good right now, and I hope it keeps the pace up, because we're only a couple waves in. We don't have wave 3 yet, or 4. I think wave 3 is very soon. But these first couple waves have been knockouts, and it's really fun. For maybe the people here that maybe weren't in the classics when they were originally coming out, this is what it was like when we were getting those Motu classics back then. It was like, oh my God, did you get, the Battle Cat or whatever? It was like, you're getting to live it right now with this TMNT Ultimates line. That's how I feel about it anyway.
Yeah. And if you plan on get them now, because, if you do wait 8-10 years, you're going to pay probably 4 or 5 times as much per figure. I love this guy.
All Music Fan says, who is it? Terrible. That is Mutagen Man. Kind of a deeper cut character. But if you love the toy line, it is, of the, what do you say? The Mosquitor elk, it's kind of the gross, cool action feature because you put water.
Yeah, it's just the gross effect for a character.
It was just one of those toys that, again, I don't really associate with the show so much, but the toy, oh my God, so many adventures with that toy. Yeah. It was so cool. Like, you put the little pieces and the little turtle inside and put it with the water.
I would constantly fill them back up and empty them out.
Oh yeah.
Just because you could.
Yep. 100%. 100%. Ryler says, I'm so on the fence for Super 7 TMNT. Expensive die to take if taken, and NECA sculpts are hard to compete with. I'd say these are significantly above the Toon Turtle line from NECA. A lot of QC, at least I have found personally, a lot of QC issues with the Toon Turtles from NECA. Even though they're great, they're very great representations of the cartoon. And I think for a lot of people associate more with the toys, especially growing up with it. That's what I had the adventures with. I've done videos about that already, but it is a step above. And sure, they're a bit more expensive, but oh my God, you're more than your money's worth on those.
Worth every penny. And all you do, place your order. You don't have to drive around hunting targets, hunting, wherever, dealing with scalpers. Just place your order.
Free. Totally free. Justin says, I have both and I pick Super 7. I think that's a really great take. Throwback Turtle, take the die. Super 7 TMNT is the cream of the crop. Don't have to buy them all. Just get the characters you really want. Agreed. That's something that's nice about it as well. You don't have to buy them all. You know, for Motu Classics, eventually you had to get a subscription to have an honest chance of getting the figures you want. And that meant you had to buy at least 12 figures for the year. That was an insane commitment. Super 7, you could just pick what you want. Sure, it'll take a while. It can take almost a year, if not a year, for it to eventually arrive at your doorstep. But it is so drama-free, and I think that might be the one thing that's holding it back, is it's so drama-free. You don't have to hunt for it. You do have to wait a while. And I think that's the one, and it is pricey. But I bet you if you saw that on a Target toy shelf or a Walmart toy shelf at the price point you're paying for it now in the pre-order, you would buy it immediately.
Absolutely. And really, when you think about it, the waiting period, you know, it's not that bad, because when Super 7 really, when they show a full wave, their pre-sale window usually opens within the next 2 weeks, right? And then it lasts for usually a month or two. And then it's a year after that. But when we see things like previewed at New York Toy Fair or San Diego, those are always that far out. We're usually seeing prototypes, and it takes that long for them to even show up at retail. So I think it's all in our heads. You know, well, I paid for it now. I want it soon.
Yeah.
But it's going to take a year. It's going to be a while. But it happens across the board. You know, we just waited 3 or 4 months to hunt down a Major Blood after we seen the first one.
Right.
And that's at retail.
Yeah, that's true. Very true. Renders FX. I've been collecting NECA Turtles until I got my hands on the Super 7 Shredder. Now I am all in with Super 7. It's true. Nick Dillinger, San Francisco and San Diego Super 7 retail gets some Ultimates in store sometimes as well. There you go. I have not been to the SF store. I've been to the San Diego one a few times. But that's usually during Comic-Con. It's usually done up in a really fun way. All right. Is it my number 2?
Yep.
I had a similar debate in my head as you, John. And it came down to maybe these could both be number 1 for me, but I'm not gonna cheap out and say they're both my favorites. I'm not gonna do that. Even though they could be, I'm not gonna do that so far in 2021. And to kick it off, I did want to play a little video back to show how much I loved this. Where is it at? Here it is. This toy. When I got it in, was it February of 2021? I don't know. But anyways.
My buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy. Wherever I go, he goes. My buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy. My buddy and me.
My Pastel Grayskull from the Masters of the Universe Origins collection. New from Mattel. Oh, man. Anyways, yes, it is Pastel Grayskull. Number 2 on my list of favorites of 2020. Absolutely. Where is it? I want to make a big screen. Here we go. Again, was going to buy it regardless. Artwork's amazing. Huge fan of the Motu Origins line. You know, a top favorite toy line for me to collect right now. And the fact that Mattel year 1 gave us a retail Pastel Grayskull for under $80 with like some new features that not even the classics one did it as well. I think overall you're still probably going to pick classics if you want like the ultimate Pastel Grayskull. But again, this is a fraction of the price. Original retail price and current price on the Classics Grayskull. And it's big and it has all the play features and it's chunky and it feels, you know, like, again, my kid plays with it and it's still intact. Nothing's broken on it yet. And he plays hard. And again, just an absolute slam dunk home run. And I appreciate so much that Mattel understood the importance of the Pastel Grayskull as a playset, as a character in the mythology. and the importance of the location, and really did it right on a really, really high level. And they really started to hit retail pretty hard, but they're still selling out super fast. So hopefully everybody that has wanted to get one has gotten one, and an absolute home run for Mattel in 2021. T-Bond says better than vintage in my opinion. Vintage has the nostalgia for sure, but functionally it is a better playset.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Space Guy says blows my mind that Pastel Grayskull ranked below the number 1 slot for both of you. It's true. It's true. Again, razor thin margins between my 1 and 2 here. Let's see. Again, I wanted to, somebody said here about Motu Origins. Pop Actor says Scott Toigu says this might be the end of Motu Origins after Web Store Stink or Wave. Any thoughts on this? From interviews that Mattel has done, they say it's going to keep going. So this might be all the stuff they worked on to release at this certain point in time. There might be a little bit of a break till they get to it again. But I think from the interviews that I've seen them, I think the Foosh did an interview with Mattel. They have said it's going to go strong. So I think there's too many worries there. Let's see. Space Grayskull hasn't landed in stores in Minnesota yet. I believe Minnesota. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Minnesota was the location of Jingle All the Way. I believe it was in the Mall of America that he went hunting for Turbo Man. Sorry, I'm getting off track again. Always been number 1. Better be a Ghostbuster. It's not. Spoiler alert. It's not, because Hasbro hasn't done too much with it this year. Just saying. Hashtag just saying. Throwback Turtle. Jay didn't cop out and do a 1A 1B ranking. I did not. I do not like that specimen known as Toiger. Listen, I think he's had a nice resurgence in doing the Spectre creative thing. But for those of us that were in the thick of it with Motu Classics, he was a very polarizing figure in the toy community. I, for one, appreciate what he did and accomplished with, leading that toy line. But yeah, I think this is a really good way to take it. I've learned to take Toiger with a grain of salt. He sometimes chases a headline where there is none. I agree with that statement. Because again, even they're just his opinions, they're his takes. Sometimes I think they're good takes, and sometimes, a lot of us Motu fans, for the most part, thought we would never get a Motu Origins line because of his word, where he said, "Oh, it'll never succeed at retail. We could never do it at retail without a movie, etc., etc., etc." And Motu Origins has existed without a movie, existed without a cartoon, no tie-in whatsoever, and I think it's done pretty darn well. So it's just people are people. Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong, and I think you just have to kind of take those words with a grain of salt. I think it's a really good call by Old School Shinobi. Even though we've had him on the show, really enjoy talking to him. Again, I think a lot more positive than negative as far as Scott goes. But yeah, I think taking it with a grain of salt is the important thing, especially since he's not, working with Mattel anymore. So I think this is just his observations, and you kind of have to go with those. But anyway. All right, your number 1, and this is you have, usually you're not very secretive in our group text as we're preparing for the show, but you literally went out of your way to tell me you were not going to tell me and be very secretive with this pick. So now I'm high anticipation for your number 1 pick for favorite toys you've gotten so far in 2021. Number 1.
Before I start, I'm getting a wicked echo.
Uh-oh. Okay.
All right. Let me jump out and I'll jump right back.
Yeah, I'll vamp.
All right.
Sometimes this happens if John's maybe a millisecond behind and I talk really loud, so maybe it's getting in his headphones and it starts to loop. So hopefully it's not too bad for anybody here. Here we go.
All right.
For echo now.
I don't think so.
Okay. All right.
I'm good. Ready?
All right.
Number 1.
2021 so far. Oh,
Yes.
oh my God.
Yes, sir.
Wow. It looks amazing.
This is okay. So this is the first clothed figure, soft goods figure I've gotten from NECA,
Yeah.
but this is ridiculous.
Oh,
I can't believe how nice this came out.
it looks amazing.
It's like a little Hot Toys.
It is. Because usually that scale for cloth goods, it looks like really kind of big and bulky, but it looks really good.
Yeah, right. Like usually they get something wrong, like the shoulders and the joints just don't, don't mesh very well underneath the clothes. But oh man, I I am so happy with this. This is, oh man, why can't we get Brody?
I know. This makes the
This makes it so much worse that we're not getting Brody.
back.
And he came stacked with accessories, his ball cap, the regular shotgun, the baseball bat, the machete, a regular Narragansett can, and a crushed one.
Wow.
Different hands. Oh man, I'm so happy with this. And so I pre-ordered this on Entertainment Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And it was supposed to be like a June release, and then July, and then August, and then I got an email saying like it wasn't canceled, but they didn't have any definitive date.
Sure.
And Big Bad was already sold out.
You can see it here on the.
Oh,
you're talking about it.
Yeah, so Big Bad was sold out.
Oh, it looks so good. Look at that thing. Wow.
For quite a few weeks, he was going for people that got him early. He was going for $100.
Wow.
So yeah, Big Bad was sold out. So then something just made me look at Big Bad again.
Yeah.
Last week.
Mm-hmm.
And it said he was in stock. So I bought 3.
Is this the new GameStop stock? Is this what this is?
I don't know, man. But I had to get one to open.
That was a great question. What is the retail price of this thing, or supposed to be?
$29.99.
Wow.
Which is a steal.
Yeah.
A steal. He's unbelievable.
Wow, that looks fantastic. It kind of makes me wish they went this route with the Back to the Future figures. It just
right?
Good.
Yeah, because the clothes aren't bulky. They're not out of place.
Yeah.
Such a good sculpt.
Who
Great sculpt.
The boat, Chief. So good. What a deal. Agreed, Riley Bob. Well, hopefully it starts to hit retail more regularly. And Old School Shinobi has a great call out here. Are we ever going to get the Roy Schreider Brody figure? And no, that's the tragedy. Like
nope.
It hurts even more now seeing that. It's like we could have had it.
It would have looked perfect. No, his estate has crushed those dreams.
Maybe we need to make a petition, sign it, and send it to the Roy Schreider family estate. And
release the Brody figure.
And they're like, why did 500 people set? No.
500. What's that? Oh, it's those Jaws people again.
Oh, they want us to use Daddy's likeness. Not for less than 10 million. I have no idea if that's what they're. I'm sorry.
Could be for all we know.
Hey, listen. The state of Russia. That's what you're making it seem like. You're being really difficult. I'm sure NECA is going to give you some good money.
Yep. You could have a perfect little, coffee table, put them on your mantle. Grandpa Schreider.
Oh my God. Yeah, right. What are the issues back? Gosh, we talked about it on the show whenever it happened. When was that? October, November? Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
They announced that they lost they made one and they showed pictures, they showed previews and everything, the pre-order and stuff. And usually if they make it that far, I mean, it's pretty much a done deal, done deal. And very last minutes, it fell through. And they had to like cancel the pre-orders and basically say, hey, sorry, it's not going to happen. And then at the time I made this little way, here's a way to get around it. Chief Barton Rhodey. And then you take the little disguise there, and you can take it off, and then you'll have the right one. But
yeah,
so it's tragic seeing how good the Quint figure came out that we're not getting Chief Brody.
So good. Oh, so
glad this exists at least, and hopefully we'll get a Bruce as well. So if you get a Bruce, hopefully the Bruce you can like stick the Quint figure inside him so he can be like eaten by him.
Yeah, it would be good if they released like a second head for Quint with blood coming out around his mouth when he's getting chomped down on. But I think the Bruce shark is in scale, so I assume you'll be able to at least get him in there halfway.
It has to. If it doesn't, that's a disappointment, NECA. Hope you're listening. Rybaugh said, dang, what a tease. Maybe Richard Dreyfuss will say that. I think Richard Dreyfuss is a definite like hell no. If I remember correctly, he was like no.
I bet he would, because he does like every traveling convention now.
Oh, he does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
You need all three. You need the trio. Yep. And you need a big orca and a Bruce. Okay, maybe we're getting ahead of ourselves, but it just please.
Maybe just the back of the orca, with the chair,
Yeah, but I really want the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
You gotta have the barrels. Like there's just so many scenes that you would want to recreate, I remember like
if we're going that far, then I want Quint's, fishing shack thing, his his sort of store.
Yeah.
With a pot boiling with a shark mouth in it.
Jay, you can't get anywhere by begging. Listen, I'm not above begging for something, okay? Oh man. But anyways, all right. Gary says they didn't make Dreyfuss pop for What About Bob, but that might be for other reasons. Yeah, apparently Murray and Dreyfuss did not get along. Apparently Murray was a terror to Mr. Dreyfuss on that set. But anyways, all right. Santos I might have spoiled my number one. Similar to you, John. Love Turtles. As a kid, it was Ghostbusters and Ninja Turtles were my number one, number two. But really for a long time, as much as I love the vintage toys, I have a huge section for my vintage Turtles here. I still have most of the ones I had as a kid, and have kind of backfilled some of the ones that I've lost along the way. It has not been something that's at the forefront of my toy collecting really since the figures I bought them as a kid. Even though when 2003 TMNT came out, I bought the first, wave of figures. Bought the Casey Jones, always a big Casey Jones is my favorite. And then when the 2012 series came out, again, went to Toys R Us, got just kind of like habit, but didn't necessarily, I wasn't like passionately like, I am a fan and I am buying these things and I'll buy them in perpetuity. It was more of just this is something I love from my childhood. And this is me kind of, taking a trip down memory lane by buying these toys.
Yep.
But and for the 90s NECA line, I think it's fantastic. I love it, but it's not like something like this. I need this. I am 100% all in on this. But what Super 7 is doing with their TMNT Ultimates is amazing. We already talked about it a little bit before. And I went with Bebop as my number one. One, because Mutagen Man's amazing. I mean, I think there's a lot you could pick from the toy line. Even there's only 2 waves of 4 figures, so 8 figures total. But Bebop was just one that just floored me, blew me away, because in terms of vintage figures, I still have my original one. It's a classic, but it's never a character I care that much about. He's just kind of one of Shredder's henchmen. And I was more of a Rocksteady guy. But oh my god, just the detail, the sculpting, the paint, the size, the scale, everything about this just absolutely floored me. And even though I was all the way in on wave 1 and it blew me away, and even though Mutagen Man is amazing, this one for me is just this sleeper knockout punch. And I think it could in a battle with Mutagen Man has a say at maybe the figure of the year for 2021. It's just amazing. And I absolutely love this figure. If it's like, closest to my heart, what is my favorite figure I've gotten so far in 2021? It's this one. And can't wait to see what more they do with the TMNT Ultimates line, because I'm a huge fan. But again, any of them, you can't go wrong. You really can't go wrong. But this one is my favorite release so far. Really, only Wave 2 has been released this year so far. So that's my favorite. All music fan, not one Ghostbuster. Sorry, I can't help it. Well, listen, I freaking love it's Ghostbusters is my number one. It's my number one favorite. I've always got a pink Peter Venkman nearby. Always.
When nothing great came out for it this year, you can't fight that battle.
No, because really, what have we gotten this year for Ghostbusters? We've gotten the Ecto Popper, which is fun. It's nice. But it's not groundbreaking or amazing. We got the Play School Heroes Stay Puffed, which is a fun toy. But my son Alex prefers the Kenner Classics Stay Puffed. And then what else we got? We got the Ecto one from Afterlife, which is okay, but not great. The front end, you can make it better, but you're not getting it for that, buying it brand new. What else did we get? We got no new, outside that, no new Plasma Series figures. We're still seeing what we had last year, which I thought was great, but that has been released this year. God, is that it?
Just Fearsome Flush and Bug-Eye Ghost.
Oh, you're right, Fearsome Flush and Bug-Eye Ghost, which again, I've got them and I like them, but they aren't. Maybe when the Ecto 1 comes out. But so there's been stuff released, and I understand Hasbro's hands may be tied because of the movie coming out hopefully this fall finally. But it hasn't hit the shelves as hard as I think it could. And it's not for lack of demand. I know kids love Ghostbusters, and I whenever if they're on the shelves, I see kids picking them up and buying. So, that is telling to me that I love Ghostbusters, but I could not put one in the top 5.
Well, it's only halfway. We're only halfway there.
Exactly. So maybe when it's all said and done for 2021, Hasbro will surprise us with some awesome Ghostbuster stuff.
You might have a list of nothing but Ghostbusters.
Maybe. We will see. All right. Oh, you're right. And the 4 slime Ghostbusters Glow in the Dark, that we had. I haven't, it's not in hand. The rule is I have to have bought it and it has to be in my hands. But again, that's just re-release of the molds we've already gotten. And the mini puffs, the Plasma Series. Again, that's not coming out till the fall. So Jay has betrayed the fact they haven't re-released the Firehouse again. I haven't seen it. Anyways, all right. There you have it. There's our list. Let us know in the comments if we were wrong. Even after this airs, let us know maybe your picks. Seen a lot of people agree somewhat to the picks. now bring it all the way back to Jingle All the Way. Classic on the movie. Roberto Colon, you have to talk about the final trailer of Master of the Universe Revelations. Absolutely. I think maybe this Thursday, Screen Geeks will come back. Maybe we'll talk about it there because we just do not have enough time to talk about it today. But it looks awesome. Really excited. This Thursday, Ralph and I will do like a preview for the show because it's coming out 2 Fridays from now. So there's that. Other big news on Mattel Creations, they posted, and thank you to Caesar for sending me this. But on 7/16, 12 Days of Fandom, we're going to get more Motu product reveals. Whether or not this is specific to Mattel Creations and it's $700, or it may be something that's a normal retail release, is yet to be seen. But we will get some new product reveals on 7/16, so this Friday. So be on the lookout for that. I'm sure John and I will share our thoughts on whatever is revealed then. I'm sure it's going to be hopefully again, it's not some like, I don't know. What's something
Shogun, like a Shogun Skeletor?
Yeah, Shogun Skeletor was cool, but it was like $350.
Yeah, it was too expensive. I just, I hope we get something for Mattel Creations, Origins related, too expensive for retail, not too expensive for Mattel Creations, like an Eternia playset. Just putting it out there.
Sure, right? Here, I can't wait for the 20th. Redacted is one of my favorite times. Yeah, what do you think these redacts? It's kind of, it's a couple days before, because 23 is when Revelation drops, right? Isn't it July 23rd?
Yep.
So redacted, products for sale, and a surprise drop on the 23rd. I got a feeling these maybe have to be Revelation related, right? If they're trying to time it with promoting the show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe surprise drop would be something. That'll be the Revelations item, or just a list of drops, or maybe we'll see Wave 2, since the list is essentially already out there. Yeah, and maybe on the 16th will be Origins related. They'll try and keep them separate.
I hope. Hopefully, we can prove Toy Guru wrong. Hopefully.
Yeah, I can't see Origins going away after the next wave.
No, I can't be.
They're putting too much other things out there already, like that Battle Armor He-Man and the Battle Cat 2-pack.
Origins Rio Blast, that'd be fun. A Rio Blast. Snake Mountain, that'd be huge. A lot of talk about, or our first Natalie and Bruglia mention, I think, of the episode. So there you go. All right. So excited for those reveals. Stay tuned to the channel. Subscribe. The big button there below, and hit the bell icon to be notified when we talk about it. And then more Motu Origins. So I believe, at least in my own orbit, this reveal we deduced and figured out live on this show. Like, we knew Faker was in it. Like, there was screen caps, I know it was talked about, but the idea that the He-Man that we saw in the trailer, a lot of the scenes in the trailer, was actually probably the Faker He-Man, and that Faker would look just like He-Man, and then there would be the body underneath. And it was confirmed and revealed this past week with a Target exclusive Motu Revelation Deluxe Faker figure, which looks pretty cool. I kind of dig it. It kind of takes some of the things we've really liked from the classics line, where they have the half Terminator faced Faker. And I like how they've approached it here, as I assume it'll be on the show, with the metal body being blue, which is kind of a neat way to have the blue Faker, which didn't make sense, but make it make sense in this show. And yeah, I kind of dig it. And honestly, the Rise of Evil 2-pack, they're stacked in Target right now. So every Target I've been to, there's at least 3 or 4 sitting on the shelves. So I was stuff at first. Hopefully, the same is the case here for this Target exclusive, where it's not too difficult for us to pick up. But John, your thoughts here on the Motu Revelation Target exclusive Faker?
If it is as easy to get as the Rise of 2-pack, the Rise of Evil 2-pack is now, if it's as easy it is to get that now, I love it. If it's a pain in the butt to find, I can wait. But this figure is awesome. They did a great job, and when I seen it, it just made me think of us figuring out what was going on the screen in that scene from the trailer. It just made me feel a little bit better, like we weren't sounding like complete fools.
We figured it out.
But it's awesome. I love how they're doing this. You know, it's not just blue skinned He-Man too. And he was never blue skinned anywhere, right? Outside of the toy.
Exactly. Yep.
So getting the sort of Colossus like skin underneath, you know, because we don't really see any like robotics. It looks like metal skin mostly.
I love this big steel DC vibes. Yeah, a little bit. The head, especially.
Yep. Yeah. I like it. I really like it.
So do I. And somebody said, Sledge, here for the Silverhawk revival talk. Listen, this is more silvery than the Super 7 Silverhawk figures.
Right? See, it can be done. It can be done. They're showing us. We're seeing it in multiple places.
And it's not back metal, it's just paint. Agreed here. The orange hilt on the fake power swords and nice touch. I agree. I really dig that. Really, really dig it. Yep. Yeah, overall, I really dig this figure. Terminator Faker, whereas it's Greg Martinez, Terminator Faker. So, really dig it.
And if you want a version that's just all skin, throw the armor on a basic He-Man figure.
Yeah, true. It's true. Very, very true. All right. Next up, let's see. A lot of convention exclusives are being revealed right now. I assume as we get closer, I mean, San Diego Comic-Con's not happening until Thanksgiving weekend. And my wife and I right now are debating whether or not we're going to go. Because I have family in San Diego, so I could be Thanksgiving there and then also go to Comic-Con. But it is weird. This is the 2nd July, not prepping, going to Comic-Con, and my buddy Caesar, who might be here with us right now, like planning our routes to get all of the exclusives that we could possibly get. It feels weird. Last year, the pandemic and everything, it was whatever. But now as things are starting to open back up, it feels weird not prepping to go to San Diego this time of year. But it doesn't mean that companies aren't doing some awesome exclusives. Super 7 kind of has a full slate of what they probably would usually have at San Diego Comic-Con. They're going to go for sale on July 21st at 12 noon p.m. I think there's another one on the 22nd at 10. And then so the 2 days there. Did it last year. It was pretty easy. Some things did sell out, but it wasn't like instantaneous. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that's the case this time. No Motu stuff because they don't have it anymore, so no stress there. But my favorite, absolute favorite, is the mini Shogun Godzilla in a 3 3/4 inch scale. I freaking like every year at Comic-Con, there's like one exclusive, like, I need this. I need it. And I think this is that for me this year. What's your thoughts here on that?
I 100% agree. When I seen that, I was like, this is going to be the one to get. This is without a doubt. It's probably going to be sold out faster than anything that Super 7 is selling.
Yeah.
Which means it's probably going to be, like $100 or more on the secondary market.
Yeah.
So we really need to secure these.
Yes.
Day of as early as possible. and the fact that they're doing it in a miniature box, that's a pretty good repro of the original.
I have a Shogun Godzilla right there. I have the real one, but I want this one so much. It's little. It's only 3 3/4 inches.
I want to know, does the fist at least come off?
Did he do a video of it? I'm blanking now. But I think it does come off. I'm not 100% sure. I know this the tongue.
Yeah. It just looks so cool. It just looks like we're looking at the actual jumbo version.
No. Freaking love it. New Phantom Star Killers looks great. This looks dope.
Yeah, this does look cool.
The worst line is just really, really cool. Some reaction Thundercats, Deadite Scout from Army of Darkness. This looks really cool. I'm guessing this is
is that supposed to be like the Japanese poster? Because that's the Army of Darkness poster with different background.
Yeah. Battle damage, Green Ranger. I'm good there. I already have those two. This Megazord. What about this Mickey Mouse here? From what was it called?
The little Taylor.
Brave Little Taylor. Yep.
It's cool. I mean, it's neat.
Yeah, it's a vinyl, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's probably on par with. Didn't they do like an oversized Snoopy last year?
I really wanted the Snoopy. I really, really, really wanted the Snoopy at Comic-Con, but I think it was like $110 and it was big, and it's just one of the, I had to. You can only take so many on the boat back home with you from San Diego, so it didn't make the cut. But I really, really wanted it. And then they usually do a figure case. I have gotten the Masters of the Universe one they did a few years back. I think a couple years ago they did just a generic red one that I also got. And then I'm pretty sure I probably will get this one too, because I'm a sucker for vinyl action figure cases, especially the old school Star Wars style. Even though I don't ever buy enough reaction figures to fill them with, this one's, again, really simple, but gosh darn it, really effective, and I'll probably get it.
If they're big on doing these cases. I wish they would do a case in the ultimate scale, where the ones that have like the buckle on the side that open up with the sort of shelves in them.
Oh, please. Yes.
Do a Ninja Turtles ultimate scale vinyl and cardboard case. Oh man,
100%. Super 7, do it. Assuming it was like $200. Yeah, it was expensive. It was really expensive. Looks really cool, but I couldn't do it. I'm sure Caesar bought like 7 of them. Literally. So like I'll go over to, because we all get hotels in downtown San Diego, and he'll fly in to San Diego with like 17 suitcases just to fill with his Comic-Con purchases. It's insane. And so if I go over to his hotel that him and Ann have, they'll have like all their stuff like spread out across the whole hotel. I do not go that crazy. I just try to get enough that I really want, and I'll put it in a box, tape it up, and then check it on the flight, and then pick it up. That's that. And Caesar said, no, the box was massive. No way to bring it home. I'm surprised you didn't, Caesar. All right, and then last bit, again, we'll do a more detailed, like full rundown of all the exclusives on the show soon enough. But did want to call out the Pulsecon exclusive. So they're not going the Comic-Con route again this year, which makes sense because it's a shorter Comic-Con in November, Thanksgiving weekend. But thoughts here on these? I love that we're getting a Dave Filoni Trapper Wolf figure. We've gotten the George Lucas figure. Now we're getting a Dave Filoni, which I think is only fair. And then I love this Power of the Force Cantina Showdown set. With Punda Baba, Dr. Vezan. How do you pronounce that?
I think I always said Ebazon.
Ebazon, probably. I don't know. I always said Walrus Man and Jacked Up Face Guy. You'll be dead. Anyway. But it's a cool set.
Yeah, this is awesome, especially after we talked about the orange card ones, and then you going to KB, looking through the pull down gate and seeing green cards. Green
carded Power of the Force 2 was a revolutionary moment that turned out to be completely inconsequential. Like it didn't matter at all.
Yeah,
but I remember, and then some of the green cards, because they had like a kind of a foil sticker over the thing. I think some of them didn't have that sticker. And then when I found out you could take off that sticker and just have like a normal back, I was like, oh, I'm going to take them off and mine will be the rare variant. That's not even a thing, but whatever. It was the early days. He doesn't like you. I don't like you either. You just watch yourself. I have the death sentence. Or was it deaths? I don't know. I have death sentences or 7-star systems. You'll be dead. Anyways, pretty cool set. Really, really neat set. Pulsecon. I don't know if I'll go as I didn't really go that hard this past year. And then the Emperor's Throne Room's kind of cool. But I've never been that big of a fan of the Black Series Emperor, personally. So this one I'm kind of
This is vintage collection though, right?
Oh, you're right. It is vintage collection. You're right. So for the TVC fans.
I feel like if they were going to stay, they're calling it the Emperor's Throne Room, but it's more like the Emperor's Throne and backdrop. It's not really a throne room. I think, go all in, make it a play set.
Yeah, I kind of wish, especially because the box kind of sells it as that. Because right now it's just a disc. Which is cool.
It's kind of cool, but we got a Grayskull. They can make a throne room.
Preach. All right. There's a bit of news. Should we do a Stump John? I think we should do a Stump John.
All right.
You ready?
Yep. I'll see what I can do.
This one is sent in by Dartherian. So before I start it, though, I do have to do the song. Here we go. It's that time again to Stump John. He claims he has the largest encyclopedic knowledge of toys ever. He tells me every day. And on the show, we will test that theory out to see if he really knows as much as he says he does. Yes, it's time for Stump John.
This is from T Ponder.
I had one from Dartherian. Did T Ponder send one in? T Ponder just sent one in.
Oh,
we'll see how quickly you get through Dartherian's.
Okay.
T Ponder's tough with his, I will say. Hopefully, T Ponder, you gave the answers in the things. I just looked at it and I have no clue. Actually, I think I may know one of them. But anyways, here we go. This first set is from Dartherian. He did give me the answers, so there is that.
Boy. Is that does that go to an Optimus Prime?
You're close.
It's for Transformer.
Yes.
I'm not gonna know past Transformer because I thought it came with an Optimus Prime figure.
It's not Optimus Prime. It's close though. It is. So do you give up? I'm gonna give you half a point.
It's close to Optimus Prime. Is it like
It's close to.
What's that? Is it Nemesis Prime?
No, kind of the other direction.
Rodimus Prime?
Kinda. Not really though. Like you're circling around it.
Oh boy, Hot Rod.
No.
Okay, just tell me.
Ultra Magnus animated series. Ultra Magnus, which I believe, if I'm remembering that animated series correctly, he was like the older guy, like head of the Autobots, and Optimus was like a young upstart kind of leader. Mm-hmm. Really dug that series. Really dug that Ultra Magnus figure. Because if I had to pick like who I got a soft spot in my heart for, it's always Ultra Magnus. I just really dig his look, especially the vintage one. Mm-hmm. And in the movie, like I always felt for him so much because he clearly did not want to be the leader. And Optimus dies, and he's like, "Here you go, Ultra Magnus. I'm giving you the keys to the kingdom." And Ultra's like, "Oh, I don't know if I can do it." And then I think he tries to use the what the hell is it called?
The Matrix.
Matrix. He's like, I think it's like the one curse word in the movie. He's like, "Damn it, it doesn't work." And I always just felt really bad for Ultra Magnus because he's a really cool toy, and so I always have a soft spot in my heart for Ultra Magnus. Anyway,
Anyways, all right, I was close. It's Transformers.
A really long psychological profile of myself. But anyways, moving on to the last bit here from Dartherian.
Is that a Beast Wars micro playset?
Let me double check. Dartherian, you can confirm it. You wrote it. No, I don't think so. No.
It looks like it's a Beast Wars character's head.
Oh, is this the answer pick? Oh, I messed it up, Dartherian. I'm sorry. The face on Mars. What Dartherian told me is a BW Megatron puzzle head from Masterpiece Tigetron.
Huh. So it's like a puzzle box, maybe?
Oh.
That's why, like, looking at it this way, it almost looks like one of those, like Power Rangers had them, where it was like you open up the head and it was like a micro place. Or the Turtles. Turtles had plenty of them. It looks like that in this picture.
It does. It does. I must have missed a picture there, but okay, so none there. Okay, let me pull up T Ponders. But thank you, Dartherian, for sending those in. Again, anybody can send in your Stump Johns to geekdadlife@gmail.com. Let me pull up this. All three accessories are in the one picture here, John. So just one picture to look at.
Okay.
Let me go here. One picture. Okay.
The dog thing or cat, whatever that is, I have no idea.
Okay.
Looks like a capsule toy. Is the yellow thing, is that from Turtles?
No.
No.
That's what I thought originally, but it is not.
Oh boy, I'm not going to do good tonight. I don't know any of these.
It's a couple weeks off. You're coming back. It's going to be a little rusty.
Do you know these answers? Did he send the answers?
I have the answers. T Ponder sent me the answers.
Okay. Man, I wish I knew what that yellow thing was. It looks like, is it a banana peel?
Yeah, it's definitely a banana peel.
Man, I can't think of it. Something definitely. I thought it was Turtles. Something from Turtles.
Old School says, are they all from the same toy set? No, these are accessories to 3 different figures / toy lines. I'll give you a hint for one.
Is the shotgun NECA?
No.
No? Okay. Okay, give me a hint for one of them.
Pick one, I'll give you a hint.
Okay, the banana.
The banana, think Nintendo.
Donkey Kong?
It is Donkey Kong for Mario Kart 64 Donkey Kong accessory.
Oh. Yeah, a lot of this stuff I have no idea.
All right, I'll give you another clue for the gun. I'm going to give you a clue. The Muppet Show.
Who came with a gun? Is it a Palisades Muppets figure?
It is.
I'm trying to think what it came with a gun.
Would come with a gun.
Would come with a gun.
A blunderbuss, yes, to be technically correct.
I don't know.
Like if you had to just guess, make a guess. Any Muppet Show character.
I don't know, Gonzo.
A lot of people say Gonzo. No, it is actually the Swedish Chef.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. And what's the last thing?
A Resaurus Smiley Bone. I have no idea.
I have no idea what that is.
That one I have no clue.
No.
So T Ponder making it tough tonight. Dartherian as well. We have officially stumped John
across the board.
So there you have it. John has officially been stumped tonight on Stump John. And I think I really dug, where is it at? Riley Bob, we need to find a way to make a crowd chant. Stump that John. Need to do that. We need to do that. So there you go. Stumping John. We'll save toy hauls for next week or whatever. I don't know. Is there any you really want to share? You did share the Quint figure, which is awesome.
I'll share one.
Okay.
I picked up I think it's probably the rarest American release vintage Motu figure.
Ooh, okay.
And it's not a Savage He-Man, Wonder Bread He-Man, whatever you want to call it. Because I think this figure is harder to find than a Savage He-Man figure.
Damn. Okay. Is it a twist toy of some sort?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see. A Bluebeard Stratos.
Yes, sir.
Whoa. Oh, man. Okay. Story time. How the hell did that happen?
eBay. Somebody just put up a mixed lot, said like vintage He-Man figures or something. It was just like a picture of 8 figures, no accessories. One of them was a New Adventures He-Man. 2 of them were 80s knockoffs, but this gem was in there.
Oh my God. Wow.
Yep. And the backpack is correct because the straps on later versions has 4 like tabs on each strap, and it's a little bit longer. This version has 3 little tabs going down the strap, and the strap is short. So that's why this isn't closed, because it's very tight. I don't want to break it.
Sure. Wow. A Bluebeard Stratos. Holy moly. And I think I think you're correct. It is more rare than Wonder Bread, because I feel like I see more Wonder Breads than I do Bluebeards. I think I've only seen them show up, a few times, a handful of times.
Yeah, this is the second one I've ever had, ever. And even if you go on eBay, I think there's one for sale. It's an auction right now.
Sure. Compared
to 4 or 5 Wonder Breads that seem to be easily accessible. Mostly because the popular opinion is this was an error. Where when they were doing the painting at the factory on the first 8-back cards, they got the eyelids and the beard and then the mask itself wrong before they corrected it.
Yeah. So my question to you, is this a keeper?
No. This is flipped. This will be flipped.
Already been flipped? Is it already spoken for?
Oh, no. I need to get some wings for it. I want to complete it. The legs are loose, but I'll leave that up to the buyer to fix.
Yeah. Wow. Nicely done. Holy moly. I've been whiffing on my toy buying, but I did Skelegod for me, which now you can find them pretty easily at Targets. But I do have Skelegod. So now all I need is one of my Walmarts to put that big end cap so I can get the rest of them.
Yeah. Gary got one for me. I gotta get that from him. Gotta pay him.
You know what Gary needs to get for me is a Turbo Man with the jetpack and the action figure, the boomerang. I need
one thing I did get surprised. One thing I did get surprised up in Mass is my sister found on Marketplace a vintage Mork with his egg ship.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's dope.
He's actually in really good shape. The silver's nice.
Look at that. That's in really good shape.
Yeah, really good shape. That was a surprise. We went out for dinner, and she's like, "Oh, I got something for you."
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. Well, on that note, we are back. We are here. Happy to be here. Happy to hang out with you all tonight on Toy Geeks. We will be back next Sunday for more good times. Maybe if the news is so earth-shattering on Friday, maybe John do a special quick thing on Friday. I don't know. If you're free, I'm free. Let's have some fun. But regardless, we will definitely be here next Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you all for jumping right back into things. It's like we weren't even gone at all. It's like we're right back into it with all of you. Always having a lot of fun. Again, if you want to send in your Stump John picks, send them to geekdadlife@gmail.com. And if you haven't done it yet, hit the like button. It's how more and more people can join the fun here on the channel. And again, if you haven't done it already, click the subscribe button and that bell icon to be notified when the latest episode of Geek Dad Life drops. Have a date with Natalie on Friday. Good for you, Pop Actor. Let us know how it goes.
Yep. Tell her we said hi.
And until then, hasta luego. And goodbye.